Conflict between Israel and Gaza is not just a regional issue anymore. It has become a defining global debate. On one hand, Israel argues that it is fighting a war of self defense after Hamas attacks, which killed and abducted civilians. Many Western governments, including the United States and several in Europe, continue to recognize Israel's right to protect its people. But at the same time, there is a growing unease, even among allies, about the scale of Israeli operations and the heavy civilian toll in Gaza. Across the Arab world and much of the global south, the tone is sharper. Countries like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Turkey strongly condemn Israeli strikes, calling them collective punishment and violations of international law. In the United Nations, a recent declaration overwhelmingly endorsed the two state solution and condemned Hamas' actions, but also signaled impatience with Israel's policy. Public opinion is equally divided. Large protests across Europe, Asia, and Latin America show swelling solidarity with Palestinians demanding an immediate ceasefire. In the United States, too, polls suggest nearly half the population believes Israel's response has gone too far, pushing Washington to balance support for Israel with calls for humanitarian access. Meanwhile, the European Commission has even proposed freezing parts of its free trade agreement with Israel and imposing new tariffs, showing that economic pressure is now on the table. International aid agencies warn of worsening humanitarian catastrophe unless relief is allowed through. So, what's the world's stake here? In short, it's complicated. Israel still has a strong diplomatic backing, but the support is increasingly conditional, tied to restraint, accountability, and protection of civilians. Many nations are pushing for an urgent ceasefire, release of hostages, and ultimately a path back to negotiations for a two state solution. Now, the big question is whether this movement of global scrutiny will change the trajectory of the conflict or whether it will harden divisions even further.